to Slogan's Rock and Metal Extravaganza. We're here today to do a show that Ernesto has suggested, and he was probably about 5 months ago waiting to put this together because it's hard to line up a whole bunch of guests on the same day and make it happen. So it's top 5 second best guitarist, and you can, since Ernesto came up with this idea, he can explain it.
Well, pretty much it's just about who is the second best guitarist. And we're talking about someone's legacy and appreciating the sheer virtuosity, innovation, and influence of those guitarists who just stand outside that top spot. And so when I made my picks, I was struggling, man. I really struggled. I had a list and I changed it and I changed it again. I couldn't make up my mind, but I think I did a pretty good job on my list. So, you want me to go first, Sidney?
Yeah, so you can go first.
Okay. So I numbered them. You don't have to number them. I just numbered them.
Yeah, I
so
don't number them.
yeah, a lot of people don't do that. You don't have to. I just did it. But my number 5, I've talked about this artist before, and especially in my box set series that I did with you guys. And I'm going to talk about him again because I think he's very good and he's very influential. And I got the record here. And it's, I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see it? I might have to change my screen.
Remove that background. It's kind of...
I know, I'm going to change my background. Hold on. So basically, I picked Andy Taylor.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Wow.
All right.
Because that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's who I picked because of the fact that I loved his music when he was in Duran Duran. I thought he was very innovative. I thought he brought that kick into Duran Duran that needed, that sound. But when he went solo, I thought to myself, I go, man, he made 2 solo albums that were really, really good. And Thunder was one of them.
I've got that. I got actually.
You got that one?
Thunder. Yeah.
It's so
I love that album. Yeah, I loved it. And I talked about it in the box set because I thought they never gave him justice. They never made a box set to really put these albums together and appreciate them.
Yeah.
And to myself, I think he is like
really change that background.
I know, I gotta change my background. Hold on.
Remove the thing. It keeps cutting.
Yeah. So give me a second.
Ernesto likes showing off the logo he designed for me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It is a very cool background. I mean, it's
it is what it is. I mean, some people like it, some people don't, but
cool.
I like it. I appreciate it, So here's the album. I have the cassette
that's
too.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I have the cassette too.
No,
I wish I could
come
play.
On.
Huh?
No 8-track? Come on.
No, I wish. But I love this album and I love his style of playing. He has a great voice. I think he has a pretty good voice. And so I'm gonna pick him as my number 5. Okay.
Cool.
Look, Andy Taylor. And then as my number 4, I'm gonna pick Randy Jackson.
Oh wow, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Okay. Here's another great guitarist, man. I mean, this is a great band all in all, and very influential band. I mean, they what do they sound like? They sound like the Beatles, they sound like Led Zeppelin, they have all these styles and stuff, but Randy Jackson just doesn't get that appreciation, And from how many albums they have? Like 4 albums, I think, altogether. But this is just one of my favorite albums, No Telling Lies.
That's a good album.
But yeah, it's a good album. And it's just Randy Jackson's just really good, man. He's one of my favorites too. And that's why I picked him as number 4. So
that's
there
funny.
You go.
Both
real
those
simple,
both those I have on CD sitting like.
Oh, you do?
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah, real simple to the point. My picks, nothing complicated.
That's
so
cool.
There you go.
Another one of those bands that nobody really appreciates, but they're so good.
Yeah.
And
very
really
talented
not many albums, but you hear them and you're like, this guy can play, he can sing.
Yeah.
It's like Jimmy Page and Robert Plant in one. Like he's very talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually those are really
pick up some Zebra if you can. Listen to them. I think you'll appreciate them.
And their CDs are all easily available on Amazon.
Yeah.
They're reasonable. They're not crazy.
Except the last one.
The last ones are a little bit, but the early stuff in the 80s, it's great stuff.
Yeah. So there you go. My 4th pick.
Cool. Any favorite songs from any of those guys?
Oh yeah.
On those albums?
You got Bears. Wait until the summer. Bears is an amazing song. Wait until the summer's gone. No Telling Lies. I mean, come on. That is killer, man. Love this album, man. Love it.
Yeah, I love that Zebra. Zebra's a great.
I mean, for a 3-piece, they sound amazing. And the great thing is they're still touring.
What was that?
That was Chez, probably.
Howard's back.
So, okay, good. Perfect.
He's back.
All right, perfect. So those are my 2 picks.
Okay. Well, now the order's all weird, but I'll still go to Chez. Actually, not that bad. So, okay, so I'll still go to Chez then. I'll go to Chez next.
Okay, so first of all, I love those 2 picks, Ernesto. Awesome stuff.
Thanks.
There. So for number 5, so again, like I kind of got it. So these are guys that it's all like how you perceive it, right? But kind of the guys I don't think are mentioned like when you talk about the top echelons. I think a lot of people think about the shredders and that type of thing. But for my first pick, I'm going for the guitar player from this band here. I'm going to go with Red Beach.
Oh, okay.
Winger. And this is one of my favorite Winger albums, Pull. I think this one's highly regarded. This is a really good latter day Winger album, Winger 4, when they kind of reconvened. And their latest album, which was one of my favorite albums in the last 5 years, like this Winger 7, just outstanding. But there's more to him than that, because as we know, when Dokken needed a guitar player after they had tried that semi-grunge album, right, and Lynch wasn't in the band anymore, they recruited Red Beach, and they put out this fantastic album. Like Red Beach, he smokes on this. Like I love this album. I love how he sounds on it. And we weren't done there yet with him, because when Coverdale revived Whitesnake, Red Beach was in the band, and we got these excellent latter day albums right there. And he's kind of like been, he helped stabilize the Whitesnake camp.
Oh, yeah.
And, we got all these albums there. And again, I just don't think he's like, I know he's well regarded, but I don't think he's thought of as like that top tier. Like I'm sure he is amongst like fans like us, but
he's not on the list, right? Like there's no top guitar player list.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, you say Winger, and a lot of people know Winger, but they probably, apart from Kip Winger, can they name anybody in the band type thing? The casual fans, right?
Yeah.
So he came to mind, so I had to go with Red Beach there for my number 5 pick. For my number 4, so I think a lot of people know the famous person, obviously, that he played with, but I don't think they know that he was with this artist, right? So, the timing right here, the unfortunate passing of Ozzy. But on this album here, he had a new guitar player, and the album Scream, he had Gus G. He had replaced Zach Wilde, and he was with Ozzy for 7 years. He did this album. He sounds really, really good on this album. But he's got his own band, and it's a power metal band out of Greece called Firewind, and they're just excellent. They are one of my favorite bands. This album right here, Premonition, check out the song Missionary Man if you've never heard of them before. Fantastic song, with one of my favorites. But he's got a definite sound. Firewind doesn't sound like a lot of traditional power metal bands. He's definitely got his own sound, and they're very driving riffs, very melodic riffs. This is an excellent album here. Like Immortals, he's amazing on here. Like he does a lot of, fast songs, slower songs, but there's always melody to his guitar playing. They got great songs. What's interesting about that band is that he likes to cover like 80s songs, like once in a while. Like on this album here, he covered Maniac, the Michael Sembello song. He kind of made like a power metal song. It's real cool. And on the latest album, this is their latest album, which is really good. They cover the romantic song "Talking in Your Sleep." Like you would think an odd choice, but they make it their own. So,
but it works.
Yeah, but if you really want to kind of get a feel for Gus G, if you've never heard of him before, this is an excellent set. This is called "Still Raging." It's a live album and DVD. And you hear a wide range of their catalog. You watch him on screen there. You see how good he is, and lots of melody to his guitar playing. Great guitar player, great band. But again, like a lot of people, they all know Randy, they all know Jakey Lee, they all know Zach. And I think a lot of people forget that there was that other guitar player when they kind of went away from Zach for that 7 years, and that was Gus G. But it wasn't just that. And then, of course, when he was like, go by Ozzy, he's back with his own band, Fire and Wind, and still going strong. So, again, I don't think it's a name that comes up when people talk about the top echelon, but that's my number 4, Gus G.
That's a great pick. You think about people talk Aussie guitar players. He's probably the last one that'll ever get mentioned.
Yeah.
Jakey Lee will be mentioned before him, right? So it's like, and I didn't realize. Yeah, I've heard that Firewind stuff actually. I knew they were like a Greek band, but I had no idea that was the guy who was playing and all that. I didn't really look up who was in the band really. I just heard it like the music, but no idea that was actually the guy that was playing for Ozzy for the last while. But that's cool.
Yeah.
And was he only on one album?
Yeah, he was just on that one album, Scream, and he was with him for 7 years. So doing a tour, like all the tours they did for that. But yeah, just the one album, and he didn't write. Like he's a really good songwriter, but he didn't write. So I think he was disappointed he didn't get to write on that album. But his guitar playing on it's fantastic. So yeah, he's just on the one album. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Great picks. Yeah, that's cool. So far, no matching up. That's good. That's what we wanted. Don't want everyone picking the same guys. So we're going to go over to John now. John, what do you got?
Okay, thanks, guys. So when I thought of this topic, I was thinking guitar players who are upper echelon and don't get mentioned, but I was also thinking about second guitarists in bands, too, that I don't think get the credit that they deserve. And my first choice, and I'm not going to go in any particular order, I'm going to go with Rudolf Schenker from Scorpions.
Oh.
Now, Rudolf Schenker, to me, is the Keith Richards of hard rock. He is the best rhythm guitar player in hard rock, and I think he's been since the Scorpions came together. And furthermore, not only is he a fantastic rhythm guitar player, he's also a great solo. Like, he's great on his leads as well.
Right.
Because if you need something slow and you need something emotional, you're going to go to Rudolph for the solo instead of Michael Schenker or Ole John Roth or Matthias Jabs. So here's a list of some of the songs that Rudolph played the solo on. Lady Starlight, Still Loving You, Wind of Change, which is their biggest hit in the United States, China White, Animal Magnetism, Send Me an Angel, You Give Me All I Need, When the Smoke is Going Down, As Soon as the Good Times Roll. There's so many others. Yeah. If you want something more atmospheric, like a more mid-tempo, menacing song, like a China White or an Animal Magnetism, you get Rudy in there to do the solo because he's going to get the most out of every note. So yeah, he's just a wonderfully talented guitar player. And without him, you don't have Scorpion. He formed a band 60 years ago. Yeah. And it's those rhythms and those riffs that are what really bring you in. Klaus Mein's voice too, but Rudolph is the foundation. So that's why I picked Rudolf Schenker. This is Love Drive. This was their first album to go gold in the United States. A lot of people think this is their best, but there's a handful of albums by them that are so strong you could consider them number one. Yeah. So my second one, this is a guitar player that I've always talked glowingly about. And what I like to say about this guitar player, regardless of who he's playing with, he creates and plays the solos that you can sing. And I'm talking about Neil Schon. This is Journey's Captured album. This is their live album from 81. You want to hear some wicked guitar playing? This is a great place to start. But if you look at his career, he was the rhythm guitar player in Santana on Santana 3 and Caravanserai. He wasn't playing the solos then, but he was adding to that jazz fusion sound that they were exploring at that time, and that Journey that Journey would go into on their first few albums. They were more of a jazz fusion band before Steve Perry came in.
Yeah.
And then once Steve Perry came in, they just broke through.
Yeah.
And what you got from Neil, and you already were getting this from Neil, is you were getting those solos that were like a song within a song.
Yeah.
And
True.
he's got so many solos they're just so emotional. You can just sing them. I mean, for my money, Who's Crying Now is one of the best guitar solos ever, especially in that outro. But there's so many. Stone in Love,
Yeah.
Wheel in the Sky.
That's a great song.
I'll be all right without you. Those solos, among many other songs, Lights. So many songs where those solos are just so magical that you can sing them. And then if you go to Bad English and their number one hit, When I See You Smile, you could sing that solo too. Or Price of Love, which was their other huge hit here in the United States. It hit number 5. So yeah, for my money, Neil Sean's one of the best there's ever been. So
yeah, what's great about him, he'll take a song that starts off thinking, okay, this is going to be just a generic like pop rock song. Then that solo kicks in and it just elevates the song to another level. Like,
absolutely.
Like, I love Don't Stop Believing is a great song, but if you didn't have that solo in there, the song would be nowhere as good. Like that solo at the end just makes that song.
So true. So true. He, like you said, you can sing a solo from him. Yeah, for sure.
And then, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and if you're gonna make like that kind of pop rock thing, you got to kind of split it up with like some solos in there. Otherwise, it can get a little bit sometimes repetitive, right? But he splits that up beautifully. Like you said, song within a song.
And if you want to hear him shred, just listen to the one and done HSAS album, Through the Fire, Hagar, Sean, Aronson, Shreve.
Yeah.
And he sounds like one of the biggest greatest shredders in the world on that album. Because he's playing a little bit for the song, but he's just outside of that, he's just going ape shit. He's just showing you chops for days. So
I think he has a blues album, doesn't he?
Oh, he could do that too. Like
I believe he does. I believe he has one. Yeah, he's recording a lot of different genres. Talent.
That Hardline album, that first Hardline album, killer.
Yep.
He could easily pull off blues. He's a good guitar. Like he's in Santana, right? So he could do like fusion and that kind of thing. Of course, he's going to be able to do blues. So yeah, he's just a great player.
And don't forget the fusion with Jan Hammer and all that.
If you said Sammy Hagar, there's old live footage of black and white footage of him, I think, guesting. I think Journey was like opening for Sammy, or maybe the other way around. It was in the 70s. And this was before Steve Perry, and they're playing, I think it was Make It Last by Montrose, and he brought him out on guitar and just did this wicked solo. Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's just, I would go check that out too. Like he is a great guitar player. I wasn't expecting that. You see, it's a name that slipped my mind, and then you do this, and you're like, oh, how could I forget him?
Yeah.
You could name 100 people, and then you'd still miss someone.
Yep.
So I'm gonna bring it to Tom now.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for having me tonight. This is a lot of fun. I am definitely going with the same theme that, sort of the way I interpreted the theme was the sort of like, you got those marquee guitar players that everyone talks about, and then these people that aren't talked about as much. And for me, the first guy that came to mind, and I felt like this guy was just so underrated and so kind of like dismissed for so long in his career, and that's Peter Frampton. I mean, of course, everybody knows this album, right? I mean,
I can't believe it.
And everyone knows "Baby, I Love Your Way" and all the hits. But there's a lot of great guitar playing on this album.
Right.
And not only this album, but this album. I mean, he's shredding all over this too. I mean, I'm a huge Humble Pie guy, and like this album is so amazing. And he's, things like I'm Ready and Stone Cold Fever and Rolling Stone. He is playing these sort of like against Steve Marriott. He's playing these sort of jazzy modal stuff. He was really into like Django Reinhardt and stuff like that. And you can tell it comes out in his playing. And he was a very respected guitar player in the 70s. And then he had this huge Frampton Comes Alive album. And then after that, his career kind of did the Sgt. Pepper movie or whatever. And he made some bad career moves. I mean,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I know it's silly, but I love it. It's still, I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, it's totally silly. I mean, he was huge. I mean, he didn't know what to do, and it was like new for him. And he made some pretty kind of weird choices, and and the albums. Granted, the albums after that weren't as good, and it kind of his career went downhill, and then people kind of forgot about him for like so many years. He was putting out albums that everyone was ignoring him forever. And then David Bowie, then he came out and played with David Bowie on the Glass Spider tour in like 87, 86, 80 something like that. Yeah. And then he kind of got like back in the spotlight a little bit. And then, so then he finally got into the Hall of Fame, like, last year, 2 years ago, something like that. Which he was deserved. I just think I think he's an amazing guitar player with some awesome chops, and it's not super, super flashy, but it's really, really cool stuff, the way he plays. And when he solos, you're like, that's Frampton. Like, you can tell it's him, you know?
And he kind of popularized the talk box thing, right? Like everyone started using it.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
I mean, would there Bon Jovi?
Yeah, that's true. Even hair bands started using talk box. Like,
So yeah, exactly. I forgot about the talk box, of course, right?
Yeah. Did you?
Now let me I have a question. I have a question for Curless. Now, if you were to put him in a situation like, here you got a Rick Springfield type guy. Now, if he would have went the Rick Springfield way, meaning commercial and poppy and all that, do you think he would have had the same fan base or different?
That's a good question. I mean, I think his fan base would have changed. I mean, he basically, what happened in his book, I read his book, and he basically said what happened was he took his shirt off for Rolling Stone, and he took his shirtless photo on the cover of Rolling. And he said, no, Peter, one last picture. Just take your shirt off. Just come on. One. And he's like, I won't use it. And then he used Corset. That was the one they used. And he became this sort of everyone thought he was cheesy after that.
Right.
And his career just plummeted.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. I don't really know. I think his career, I wonder what would have happened if he hadn't made bad decisions and kind of stayed hard rock. You know what I mean? But what if he stayed in Humble Pie like 3 more years or something like that?
Right.
You know?
What was that album? In You, like a horrible title with him on the cover. And
I'm in You.
I'm in You. I'm in You. That's even worse. It's like,
that is not a good record at all.
What? I've never actually listened to it, but you look at that and you're like, what is this?
Yeah,
that's his biggest hit.
I'm in You,
and it is not a good song.
Wow,
no,
it's not good.
And he does a cover like Stevie Wonder on Signed, Sealed, Delivered or something like that. It's okay. It's just not a great album. I mean, after it's sort of sold because of Frampton Comes Alive, but it wasn't that good.
No,
it's one of those. So that's my number 5, Peter Frampton.
That's okay.
And then number 4 is Steve Clark. Def Leppard.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I just kind of feel like there's something about his playing that like Def Leppard was never the same after he died. And I mean, unfortunately, it's really sad that he's gone. But there's something about this record and this record. I think he was just an amazing riff writer. He could just write riffs that stuck in your head. I always say that early Def Leppard for me is like, man, I wish that original lineup of, Steve, the 2 guitars were Steve Clark and
Pete Willis.
Pete Willis.
Those 2 guys, that was like the magic for me. Like those 2 guys playing together was a magical combination. And I think Steve Clark, I think Joe Elliott loved Steve Clark, and I think he really respected his playing. And but Steve Clark had issues, and he, there were just problems, and he just never. He had gotten into drugs because he had issues, and But man, the guy could play guitar, and he was awesome. And man, the riffs that he comes up with, I mean, these 2, I cannot get enough of High and Dry, Pyromania, these two records to me are just classics, and they're riff fests. I mean, you just like, you know, John was talking about, you can sing Neil Schoen's solos, you can sing the riffs.
His riffs, yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, that
I'm singing them in my head now. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm singing that stuff in my head now that you,
exactly.
that you mention it. It's like,
And they're Les Paul guys, right? They're Les Paul guys.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So they got that sound. They got that sound that's, man.
yeah.
Good point. It's he's also got that sweet tone, that great like Les Paul tone. Yeah.
Love it. Miss that, man. Sheesh.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if the whole hysteria thing kind of had him thinking, like, what am I doing in this band now? Like, it's just kind of like the riffs are gone on that album. He's probably even more unhappy. Like, just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's like a whole nother topic. Like, what do you guys think of hysteria? Like, that's another, like, I mean, like, some people like it, some people don't.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Like a couple of songs, but yeah.
I quite like the album. I used to like it a lot more than I used to, but you can't deny those singles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Pour Some Sugar on Me is a little cliche, but Animal, Armageddon, Love Bites, those songs were, Love Bites was a wonderful ballad, but some of those songs on there were just earworms.
Still hooky, still real hooky. Yeah.
So hooky.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on Love Bites. I actually think it's the best song on the album. I actually like that. It's probably my favorite on that album, but yeah. Steve Clark, another good underrated one. Yeah, that's great picks. Again, these are all guys that weren't even I should have thought of that, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I know. Great picks. Great picks.
Even with the Frampton thing, like Frampton Comes Alive is like probably number 2 or 3 favorite live album, and he's not on my list. Like, I completely, and great singer too, right? He's got a good voice.
Yeah, he's a great singer too. Exactly.
And he had the look, right? He had the kind of pretty boy look. I guess maybe that hurt him.
That kind of hurt him a little. Yeah.
I guess because he got like this. I mean, women can like rock music too, and don't get me wrong, but like, it kind of had like a female-only fan base kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Like the heavy rockers kind of shied away from him a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because he had that Humble Pie stuff too, which is great.
Oh, Humble Pie stuff is awesome.
If you ever saw him, there's a live performance. I don't know how often he did it, if he kept doing it, but like it's a live performance of, I think in like the 2000s, of him doing, of course, Do You Feel Like We Do live. And he would sometimes just say random nonsense with the talk box solo. So he was doing a show at home in England. He starts doing Austin Power quotes with it, singing, "Do I make you horny, baby?" And "Oh yeah," and like, oh my god, the talk box.
That's hilarious.
He's got a big smirk on his face. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty funny. But yeah, Frampton he's sense of humor too. Like, yeah, and he seems like an all-around great dude too. Like,
you're next.
So no, Logan's next with the.
Logan's next. Oh, okay.
With the video that we have here. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, I gotta just put the sound on. That might help.
Logan rock and metal extravaganza this time. Yeah, because you guys are doing the show on 6 o'clock on a Monday, and I will probably be just sitting down by the time you guys start doing this. But I want to be a part of this video that Ernesto had the idea for forever, and we finally getting around to doing it. So I'm glad we're finally doing this for him. And I'm sure you guys all have great picks. I hope I have some good picks. I don't know if they're great picks, but because I just flying off the seat of my pants here, really, doing this. But yeah, I came up with 5, and I got a couple honorables at the end. So I want to start off with Mr. Zal Clemenson, aka the Clown of Scotland, who plays guitar in the sensational Alex Harvey band mainly, but he is also a member of Nazareth for 2 studio albums later on. But I mainly want to focus on his stuff with Alex Harvey band, because the album behind me next is one of the first rock albums I probably ever heard when I was a youngster, younger than I am now. Songs like Swamp Snake and Faith Healer, Giddy Up a Ding Dong. He always wrote some crazy. But the thing is about Alex Harvey, all the songs are really nuts. And they're probably more a great live band than they are a studio band.
Yeah.
But
I mean, all these songs have just like great guitar work in them, great leads. All these albums. I mean, Framed was before that one and has some great tunes. Impossible Dream has the Hot City Symphony that starts the album off. Tomahawk Kid's a great track. Tomorrow Belongs to Me has some killer songs. Especially, what is that? Give My Compliments to the Chef. That's a great track. Yeah, Action Strayacey, Snakebite. All them songs are just killer, you know. And the title track, which is a cover tune. But yeah, even they did an album without Alex too, which is pretty killer. And they made a live album. There's all kinds of good stuff, man. And probably from the Nazareth point of view, which he joined, he actually played second guitar with Mandy Charlton for a while on No Mean City and Malice in Wonderland, which No Mean City is probably one of my favorite Nazareth records. Just got some great heavy stuff. They were really getting heavy around this time. Just to Get Into It, a great track. And the title track, No Mean City, which Zal gets credit. I think the whole band gets credit on that track. That's a killer song. So yeah, I went with Zal, and he stayed busy throughout the years. He had a solo group and a couple other things, but I thought I'd highlight him. So that was one of my picks. And next, I will go with Mr. Chris Poland, who started out in the band Megadeth, which this is the David Collins original copy of Megadeth's first album.
This bootleg.
You know, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, with the great first album art.
Yeah.
And very attentive to details, my dad was. He even wrote the title tracks, or the tracks out here. But yeah, he played on this record, and he played on their second record, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? There's Chris. Chris is right here. But yeah, and he was in a jazz fusion like rock band later on too, which I'll get into here. OHM, which I never really listened to, but I'm sure I always said, man, especially with Peace Sells, this is like if jazz guys added distortion to their instruments and like went crazy. I just love this album, everything on it, you know. Wake Up Dead, Conjuring, you know, the title track, Devil's Island, My Last Words. I mean, even the cover of I Ain't Superstitious, which is an old Willie Dixon song, is awesome. Yeah, everything about this. And the first album's great too. I mean, Last Rites, Killing Is My Business, Rattlehead, Chosen Ones, all that stuff, you know. It's just, and I know Dave did leads too, you know, they kind of switched. They flip-flopped a lot. But yeah, it's just awesome, man. And I think that's probably Megadeth's best lineup when they had these two, to me personally. I mean, I love a lot of Megadeth, but they were really on fire there. You know, unfortunately, you got fired due to drug use and all that junk. So, but we got two great albums out of it. So, yeah, Chris is my second pick.
All right, so cool. Yeah, it was like he was here.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool that you can do that. You can add the video. So yeah, wanted to include that. He did that yesterday for me, so he's nice enough to do that. So yeah, cool picks. With Megadeth, everyone thinks Dave or Marty Friedman.
Right.
Yeah, but no one really mentions Chris from like the early days.
Plus, he has a great solo album.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, even Zal. Like none of these picks is just great picks today. So from everybody, like they're all. I mean, no one has a wrong choice, but like, yeah, it's all great picks.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I guess I gotta go now. I was about to just go back to Ernesto right here.
No, you go.
So, these aren't really in any sort of order. This one I don't want to talk about too much because we are doing a show on this guy, so I'm not going to get too in depth on songs or anything because that'll kind of ruin that show. But I'm going with got all three albums with the only three albums that he's probably ever recorded.
Yep.
This.
Oh, okay.
This. Well, four actually. I'm missing the debut. I still got to get that. There's
Nice.
another one that I'm missing. But yeah, I'm going with Vito Bratta from White Lion.
All right.
I'd call him basically the Eddie Van Halen of hair metal, I guess. But I guess Van Halen technically started the whole hair metal thing, if you want to. But to me, like, this was just... White Lion got lumped in with all the hair metal bands, but they were much more than that. He's just a phenomenal lead player. Like, you watch some of the early live footage as far as songs. I don't really want to give that much away because we are doing a White Lion show, so I'm not going to pick my favorite songs off of albums because that's going to be, we're doing a whole show on that. But yeah, there's just great stuff on here. Even on songs that I'm not too crazy about, the solo comes in and you're like, wow, he just like elevated a song that's not really all that great, but the solo is just amazing. Like he's a great lead player. He's phenomenal. There's footage of him doing like some Van Halen tapping, and it's just like, and his fingers are like 20 feet apart, and he's going like it's insane. He's like 6 strings over doing tapping. I'm just like, how is this guy doing this? It's like, or 6 frets over doing like, yeah, it's just crazy. He's just going nuts. Just insane guitar player. And unfortunately, he kind of was his own worst enemy. Like, not a bad guy, but he was the kind of person, I don't think he ever wanted to actually be famous. He just wanted to sit in his room and shred and like make music that way. He didn't really have the ambition, I think, to become really famous or anything. But looking him up, apparently he ended up he kind of like just kind of went away from the music business, and I guess he was smart with whatever money White Lion made back in the 80s, because they were pretty huge. They had some big hits, like When the Children Cry was huge, and even their cover of Radar Love did pretty well for them. They had a video and they did a good version of that. And he saved up, I guess, money. He ended up earning, he didn't spend it, and he ended up, I think he's taking like care of his parents or something. He gave a bunch of it to them.
Absolutely.
And he's helping run like their store or something. He's involved with his parents now, so he's actually used his money to help out his parents now. So he's an honorable guy. So
cool.
So yeah, he never got involved in the whole drug thing or any of that. Like, he was able to last. Unfortunately, career-wise, no, because I just don't think I don't think he was the type of guy to actually really want a music career, which is a shame because he's so talented. And like, singer from White Lion, his name's escaping me right now, Mike Tramp. Mike Tramp said numerous times, yeah, he's like, I had to basically drag him out of his room. Like, anytime we went on tour, it's like, okay, Vito, it's time to go, and he'd just want to sit in his room. He's one of those guys that probably just didn't like the attention on him, right? He was just like a quiet dude that just liked playing guitar, and it's unfortunate that he didn't have the ambition to become a huge success and big name, but I guess it's not for everyone, right? So you can't really slag the guy. It's not for everyone. So, but yeah, very talented, and we'll get more into that on our White Lion show when we get to that. So, which Chez is actually going to be on for that one, so he'll be on for that. Nice. So I'm sure he'll be talking Vito a lot when we get to that too.
Yeah, his legend just has grown over the years, and yeah, it's amazing. What a fantastic player, great pick. Yeah.
Yeah. So
what year did they break up?
They never. I mean, with him.
Well, from the band, I guess.
Well, what's going on with John's thingy?
Oh, I don't know his name's.
It's going.
John's name's moving.
Oh, that was.
I probably had my microphone on one of the keys.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think what happened with I'm not sure when they really broke up, but like early 90s, because the last album was like 91. Yeah. And then Mike Tramp kind of put together like White Lion, and they called, I guess, it was Return of the Pride, because their big album was Pride. They he put like a lineup together with no originals. It was just him, and he'll tell you in interviews that I should have never done that. That was White Lion in name only. It was just, he's like, the album was not good. It should have been just a solo album. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even consider it White Lion. So like, even when we do our favorite songs from that, we're not including that. It's kind of like, want to do the Vito years. So when the singer in the band's even kind of saying, don't consider this White Lion, you kind of know, right?
Yeah.
It's listed there, it counts, but this came out like in 2006. We're talking like, how many years is that, from 90 to 2006? Yeah, we're talking years later, right? So it's not the same when you try to just throw a bunch of guys together. It's just really not the same thing, especially with a guitar player as good as Vito.
Yeah.
So my next one, kind of in the same vein, sort of, not really the same style. He's a shredder, but he's not really a tapping, because Vito's thing was this crazy Van Halen inspired tapping. My next one's a European guy. I'm thinking Ernesto might have him on here, but on his list. I hope not, but I'm going with John Norum.
No.
Okay,
good. Good one.
From the band Europe. He's also had a great solo album as well, but which is mostly covers. But they're he the first two, if people always just Europe, that Final Countdown band, it's
Right.
that soccer stadium band, right? Like people kind of slag on them a bit, but they've got quite a bit of albums. Sadly, I only have Final Countdown. I need to correct that and pick up some more stuff. But the first two are easily my favorite, and the last couple ones are actually really heavy. You wouldn't think it's the same band that did Final Countdown. And they've got I think they still got the original lineup together now again.
Same guys, yeah.
Minus the drummer, I think, who was fired after the first album or something. But yeah, but those first two Europe albums, the first one was just self-titled, and then you had the second one, which was Wings of Tomorrow, which is phenomenal. I think those first two albums are 10 out of 10s. They're just probably in some of my top 80s albums just in general. They're great albums. And yeah, you got highlights songs, you got Stormwind, and it's on Wings of Tomorrow. There's a really cool instrumental track on the first album called Aphasia. Yeah, it's a really cool little instrumental song, and there's some really cool riffs thrown in there too. He's almost I'd go as far as saying he should be held in regard the same level as Malmsteen.
Yeah.
He's that good. He can play. And it's not just complete shredding and noodling. Again, you can sing his solos. There's a harmony and melody to them. It's not just wailing away 50 million notes a minute and it's okay, can you play some melody here, right? No,
yeah.
It's actually really, it's fast and he's doing scales, but it's, for whatever reason, it's very memorable and you can sing along to it. So yeah, if you only know Final Countdown, and I never really had a problem with that song. People kind of rag on it because it's probably just overplayed, right? Any stadium or sporting event you go to, you'll hear it. But
what's that song? The hotel song? What is it called?
Oh, Seven Doors Hotel. Yeah,
that's a great song. That's a good song.
Those first two albums are just classics. Again, if you only knew, there's a lot of good stuff on Final Countdown aside from the title track, but there's lots of actually good songs on there too. But like I said, you only know that first one, if you only know Final Countdown, which is their third album, you check out the first two and you'll be blown away by his guitar playing. He's just such a great guitar player. He left, but then they replaced him, and then he went back, and he's there again. And they're still touring with pretty much all the original guys but the drummer. So yeah, he's a phenomenal guitar player, and he's deserving on this list. I want to try to mix it up. I didn't want to go all American guys, all European. I wanted to try to go from different countries. I think I got 4 countries represented here.
You gotta understand, his guitar sound made Europe because it's not about Joey Tempest. Yeah, he's a great singer.
I love Joey Tempest. He's a great singer.
But it was his guitar work that took them to where they are. You know what I mean? It just brought them up there.
And don't sleep on the solo stuff either. His solo stuff is good.
Solo
and even when they do live covers, they'll do Lights Out live.
Awesome.
He just nails it. He's such a great guitar player.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were mine. So Vito Bratta and John Norum.
Cool.
Nice.
So we're gonna make it over back to the California kid, Ernesto.
All right. So my next pick is from a guitarist from Alameda, California. Okay. He grew up there, and he's a California guy. Played on this album.
Nice.
You watched our show yesterday, didn't you? Watched our yesterday show, didn't you, Ernesto?
You think I know? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Brad, or which one?
Brad.
Brad? Yeah, okay.
Amazing guitarist, man. Nobody really talks about him.
No.
Nobody. They never bring him up. Yet he's been all over the place, and he's played with everybody. Played on the Stars album. He's been with Ozzy. I mean, he helped Ozzy out literally for a year. Came in, did the tour with him, and he played on Speak of the Devil. Great album, But I think a lot of people don't give him enough credit for this album and the other album. Where's it at?
Of course, Ernesto's got the 8 tracks ready.
Yeah, I got the 8 track. Hold on. For Midnight Madness.
Nice.
These 2 albums, man. I'm telling you, these 2, man, killer albums, man. I'm an early guy, so I love all the early stuff. I just think that his guitar work. You ever see him go on YouTube when they show some of the early Night Ranger concerts?
It's crazy.
Man, he is good. He's all over the place. And I don't think he gets enough credit as a guitarist.
Yeah.
You know, especially like I said, taking over for Randy Rhoads and all that. He doesn't get enough credit, but boy, that guy, he jams.
And again, takes like simple pop songs, but then constructs them in a way, throws in these heavy riffs and these great solos, and
exactly
destroys his whammy bar.
Amazing guitarist, you know.
He's phenomenal.
And I mean, what else could I say? That he just doesn't get enough credit, you know. He's really good, and I wish he would. And here I am giving him his credit, his due, you know, because he deserves it, you know.
Well, we did it yesterday. We did our Night Ranger show, and we praised the hell out of him.
I saw a little bit.
I'm glad you picked him, though. Yeah, he's great.
He is.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that's my my third, I guess. My third.
Yep, third.
And then my second, probably people already know who I'm going to talk about. I've talked about him before, probably. Another guy from California. See, I had to change it up, Sidney, because I had my own list and I had to read through it. San Francisco. Okay. So, a man named Ronnie Montrose.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, come on. This guy does not get enough credit. Everybody talks Eddie Van Halen, George Lynch, you know, all those guys. But Ronnie Montrose, to me, is the guy that stands out. Wrote some great songs, you know. Played on some great albums. Did a lot of great instrumentals, you know. Love his style of playing. Sadly, you know, him passing away and stuff.
Yeah.
He could have gave us more, you know.
Yeah.
So much more. But I think he left us with a great legacy, you know. With Rock Candy and all that, you know, those great Space Station No. 5. I mean, come on.
That's a heavy song.
I love that song.
71 or 73, right?
So.
Yeah, 73. And that's for 73. Like, that's a heavy song.
Yeah. And then all the stuff he did with Gamma and stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
Gamma's great, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he'll always be remembered for this album, of course, you know.
Yeah.
And so he's my number 2 pick. Love this guy. Love his style and everything. Sadly, like I said, passed away. We miss him a lot. Yeah. And they still do a tribute for him every year at the Guitar Center, at the NAMM show. I mean, they do a tribute every year. So that's great. They haven't forgot about him. Greatly missed Ronnie Montrose.
Now that you mentioned it, I think it might have been that show. I know you'll love this. I think Frank Marino was at one of those and was tribute to Mon. Yeah. Frank Marino was doing a tribute to Ronnie. I think he played, but Bad Motor Scooter, I think is what he played. But yeah, he was doing a few songs, but yeah. Yeah, that's a great pick. Sadly, most people just think Montrose. Oh, that's that band that had that one album, right?
Right. But so much more.
The other albums are all great too. Like just because Sammy's not there, like there's actually some really good albums.
This one too. Hold on. This one. Remember this one?
It's all great albums.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Yeah. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what can I say?
Yeah. I mean, everyone loves to jam those early Montrose records. Like everyone loves that stuff.
Yeah.
All the musicians bow down to that stuff.
Yeah, and to me, I really think that Eddie Van Halen was influenced by him.
Whether people admitted that. I think they admitted they were influenced by it. And then Sammy ended up, I think that's why they hired Sammy, because they loved him in Montrose.
Yeah. Easily influential guy.
Even you think Motley Crue copied that whole
Yep.
Probably, yep.
Yeah, it's just
there it is.
Really, that's a great pick. Very underrated. Yeah, again, I'm not thinking of any of these guys because I made my own list. And
I had to change it up.
I'm hearing all this, and I'm like, oh, how did I miss this guy? Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Here you go. Ronnie Montrose was a great guy. Did a photo shoot with him backstage when he was in Gamma at night. That's cool.
Oh, wow. Nice. Cool.
Yeah, it was sad what happened with him, right? Like, won't get into that too much, but yeah.
No.
That was a sad story, but yeah, what happened there. So we move on to Chez.
Okay, so for this next pick, I'm going for guitarist, and I also kind of looked at it this way, like guitarists that have defined a sound for their band, right? Like a band takes on a certain sound, and this band right here, which is one of my favorite bands, they're still going today. Not, it's kind of made up of like, we'll kind of get to that in a second, but sadly the original guitar player whose band it was he's passed away. I always describe this like hard rock from the streets, right? So I'm going to hold up my favorite album from them, probably their most famous one, and I'm going to talk about Mark Reale from Riot. I just love the sound that he manufactured. Another great guitar player, Rick Ventura. Oh, awesome. Love that. Look at that great 8-track there.
This sucker's mint.
That's got to be one of the rarest 8-track. Like,
it is pretty rare. I got it covered.
That's you weren't kidding about the 8-tracks, man.
He's going to pull out like the first Crocus album that had like 600 copies.
Oh, no, I wish.
Awesome. Like the song Outlaw, like that riff on Outlaw, like Swords and Tequilas, and then Altar of the King, that slow brooding riff at the beginning of that. And of course, like their early albums, Narita, Rock City.
Yeah.
But then it's also how they progressed, right? And then they got a new singer. This one's kind of a more bluesy album, like Restless Breed, fantastic. A little bit more just like straight ahead hard rock.
Good one.
Born in America. And then kind of like they thought they were broken up, but then he reconvened, got some new members. And a lot of people call this like almost the first power metal album, but they came back with this like this one right here, Thundersteel, just fantastic, right? So it's almost like he kind of like redefined the sound of the band, and he went like more of a power metal sound here. And there's many more albums that he's been on. Again, sadly he passed away, but they had a plethora of albums, and right now members from past versions of Riot, they're continuing on as Riot 5. I think they just call themselves Riot now, and they got the blessing from the Reale family and everything. But that was his band, and that was his sound that they defined, and it's just like I know that amongst like fans like us, we know of him, right? But I think in general, if you say Mark Reale, I'm not sure a lot of people are going to know it, but if you never checked out that catalog, just fantastic. I just call it like hard rock from the streets, like streets of New York. Just fantastic.
Some of that stuff's heavy metal, like in '75.
Yeah,
like
just so heavy. Like I just love the sound of that band. So that's the third one. So then this one here. So I'm going to show up the box set of this guitar player's band first.
Okay.
And so accomplished, but I'm going to go with Steve Lukather.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so here's the total box set. And of course, like it's got all their studio albums, like most of them on there. So when I introduced to Steve Lukather and Toto, it was like for Toto 4, like right there. This one right here, right? Good album, right? I enjoy it. But this right here, I didn't buy this box set until I heard and bought. This is probably one of my favorite things. This 35th anniversary live album, Toto Live in Poland. The way he plays these songs is just like it brought it to a new level. And that's when I went back, and then I said I got to have more from this band. And I discovered this, and like all these albums, like the guitar playing on it is fantastic. But also for Steve Lukather, he's so accomplished as a session musician. If you Google him, all the albums he's shown up, like the list is enormous, right?
I think he's in the Guinness Book of Records. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's in the records for like the most effort recordings.
Like, it's incredible. Like the stuff, a lot of the stuff that one of my favorite things to do now is that when I hear a song on the radio and I hear a guitar solo, I try and say, I wonder if that's Steve Lukather. So here's an example. So Lionel Richie song, Running with the Night.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's
video. It came on like a couple of months ago, and I like that song, and I'm listening to it and I heard a guitar solo. I said, I think that's Steve Lukather. Sure enough, Googled it, and it was, right? But he's so much more, right? And it's just amazing, like the session work that he's in. I saw him live once, just fantastic. So again, if you only know like the Toto hits, right? If you go through like their discography, it's just amazing, especially like those early albums, but like all of it's good, right? But this thing right here, Steve Lukather live, like just the songs on here just come alive. And I just realized how many deep cuts that he had and how great he was. So I had to put Steve Lukather on this list. So again, like people know Toto, they know the song Africa, a couple of other hits, but I know he's well respected, but in terms of that, I think for me that's a good pick for that one.
Nice.
That's a good call. He was a first call session musician for years and years.
Yeah.
He was on so many records. It's insane.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
I got an actually cool story related to Steve. Actually, I didn't meet him, but I met the best closest thing. I actually met his son.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So it was funny. It was the most random. I didn't know because he was his opening band. I went to go see Steel Panther. I actually had a meet and greet. I got a funny picture with those guys. So, yeah, kind of a jokey, really, tongue-in-cheek band. Kind of poking fun at the hair metal thing, but yeah, they had this singer. She's probably only like maybe 20 years old at the time, Diamante, and I never really checked her music out, but like she put on a great show. Like she opened for them. She put on a great show. And I noticed, I'm like, okay, this music's kind of like just kind of pop rock. It's hard rock, but it's a little bit of pop element. And she just kind of has like this attitude on stage, which was really cool. But her guitar player was Trev Lukather, which I had no idea. I just saw him up there. And
Nice.
so it's like a pop song. And then all of a sudden, here comes this guy soloing and going. I'm like, wow, this guy can play. And then he was just like standing there by the bar because it was like in like a smaller venue. Well, not really a bar, kind of like a sort of like, I don't know what you would really compare it to, but yeah, not a huge venue, but like big enough where you can hold lots of people. So, but yeah, he was just kind of sitting there hanging out by the bar, and there was people talking to him. I'm like, wow, a lot of people seem to like know this guy. So I just kind of like went up to him and said, hey, it was cool. You're a great guitar player. You put on a great show. He's like, oh, did you get a guitar pick? I'm like, no. He's like, well, here, have one. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Lukather. I'm like, is that? He didn't even let me finish. I'm like, Lukather, and he, yep, he's my dad. I'm like,
oh wow, awesome.
And the way he said it was like he didn't want to brag. Like, yeah, I'm the son of a. He was like so modest with it. I talked to him for about 5-10 minutes. He was such a nice guy, and even Diamante, I met her. She was the singer. She was super friendly. Like, just yeah, he's a good guitar player in his own right. But yeah, like it was cool. I was like, you got the genes from your dad. I told him that. And he was just like, oh, please, I'm nothing like my dad. But thanks for the compliment. He was such a cool guy. Like,
nice.
So
Nice.
And it's, I think Steve, and yeah, I think his mother is the sister of Cherry Curry from the Runaways.
Wow. Oh.
'Cause
All right.
Steve used to be married to Cherry Curry's sister or something along. There's
Wow.
a family connection there. So it was really cool to meet him. I was surprised. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And he was such a nice guy too. So yeah, it was
Cool.
pretty cool. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story about.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
As soon as he said Steve Lukather, I'm like, oh, I got to tell the story now. Yeah, so it's so random, right? You run into these people at a show. I'm going to a show and never thinking I'm gonna meet Steve Lukather's son. Like, it was just weird, but like that made my night. Like, it was really cool. Like, the show was great, but that was a cool experience. So yeah, so you did your two, right?
Yeah, that's my two.
Okay,
There we go.
cool. Okay, so we can take it over to John.
Okay. All right. This band's from California, but they sound like they're from New Orleans, Louisiana. And they had a strong cult following in the 70s. They broke up when their leader died. And then they got back together in 1988. And if you follow anything that I do, you'll know they're my favorite band. And I'm talking about Little Feat.
Yep.
And, but I'm not going to talk about Lowell George. I'm going to talk about Paul Barrere.
Nice.
Lowell George was their main songwriter early on. He was one of the best slide guitar players that ever lived. And Paul Barrere came in on the Dixie Chicken album. Now, Paul Barrere was a very strong guitar player as well. And when they were going more jazz fusion on the Feats Don't Fail Me Now and Time Loves a Hero albums, you heard more of Paul's playing on there. When they got back together in 88, Paul pretty much became the leader of the band. And then he became the great slide player in Little Feat. And they had that same 70s sound, that 70s foundation, but with more of an 80s production, although the production is actually not as glossy as a lot of those other 80s albums that came out. But they became popular again, and they got a gold album with Let It Roll, which is the album that I showed up here. Now, he has a very distinct singing voice. He's a great underrated singer, but he's a wonderful guitar player. And his slide playing on this album and every album that he did after, right through 2012's Rooster Rag, is off the hook. Excellent guitarist. He's done a lot of studio work as well. So he's very distinctive sound with his slide playing. And if you just listen to a song like Rad Gumbo or Hate to Lose Your Lovin' or Texas Twister or Calling the Children Home, so many great songs. I mean, they have more of a cult following now, but he's a wonderful guitar player. He's did a lot of great work. He passed away in 2019, but Paul Barrere is somebody that I like to recognize. I think he's a wonderful guitar player that doesn't get enough credit. We always hear about Lowell George, but we don't hear about Paul Barrere. So I wanted to talk about him.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to name my next guitar player. This guitar player was in the Rolling Stones for a spell. And in my opinion, their best run of albums too. And I'm going to talk about Mick Taylor. Mick Taylor thank you. He came in on the Let It Bleed album. And Webb, that's right.
There you go. Webb agrees with you. Webb's happy that someone else other than him loves it.
Someone's very happy about the Little Feat pick. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love it. But this is Sticky Fingers. Yes, it's a very memorable album cover back when it was on vinyl and had a zipper. So, but I think that's the period, like starting with Let It Bleed. And he played on Let It Bleed, but he only played on Country Honk, which was like a country version of Honky Tonk Women. Yeah. And but if you listen to his albums, the albums that he played on with the Stones, like Sticky Fingers, Exile on Main Street, Goat's Head Soup, It's Only Rock and Roll, wonderful work. One of my favorite guitar solos of all time is his guitar solo on Can You Hear Me Knocking from
That's a great rockin' song. Yeah, that's a great song.
That and the sax solo from Bobby Keys on there are just to die for. So much that when Mick left the band in 75, they wouldn't play Can't You Hear Me Knocking for Can You Hear Me Knocking for like the next 20 years or so, because his solo was such an integral part of that song that the rest of the Stones were like, oh, we can't replace that. Eventually, they would bring it back in their set. It was never like a regular song in their set, but they would play it eventually. But I mean, you hear so much of his great playing on songs like Heartbreaker and Bitch and Winter and Time Waits for No One. I think his solo on that that's from It's Only Rock and Roll. Wonderful guitar player, and he really learned his trade there with John Mayall's Blues Breakers before he came into the Stones. But you never really hear about him because
everyone talks to Keith Richards, right? As soon as you say Rolling Stones, no one's saying Mick Taylor.
They don't say Mick Taylor.
Unfortunately.
You hear about Brian Jones. Brian Jones was more of like their secret weapon because he could play anything. And then you had Ron Wood, who was there. Well, he's still there since 76. But you never hear about Mick Taylor, but you hear about the albums.
Right.
But you don't hear about Mick.
Yeah.
But wonderful, tasteful guitar player. So
John, you got a fan.
Well, I did a Feet album ranking on my channel called John the Music Nut. So check it out.
Go watch that, Webb. It's a great, yes.
Thanks. It came out a few weeks ago, just to let you know about that. So thank you. But yeah, I already did one. So, but Mick Taylor is my choice.
Cool.
Great.
That's an awesome choice.
Yeah.
That is good.
What a run of albums like he was on. This time of year, the summertime, that run of albums is my favorite to put in the car driving around. That's a great pick, John. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's a great choice.
Yeah,
like
that's the best Stones run, right? So it's
Yeah.
to my ears. I mean, although Mick Taylor wasn't on Let It Bleed or Beggar's Banquet and stuff like that, but once he got really ensconced, they started kicking butt. I mean, because that combination of Richards and Taylor. I mean, like you said, that jam on "Can't You Hear Me Knocking" is like, it sounds like Santana or something. It's crazy.
It is. It's Santana without all the drums.
Right.
Without like 3 different drummers on it,
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we go to Tom. What's your next 2?
All right. Well, I got, unfortunately, I'm going to have to, I got an SOS because my father-in-law has been kind of bouncing in and out of the hospital. So I just got an SOS text. Yeah. So I'm going to have to go here. So I'm going to have to just finish off my 3 and then.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem, man.
Cool.
So sometimes I'd love to talk music all night, but sometimes life gets in the way, right?
No, that's fine.
I always joke about that. So like life stuff, man. I want to talk music. But as Sidney knows, I'm kind of a guy that leans towards. I'm a pretty big prog guy. I love prog rock, and it's like kind of like one of my first loves. And so a lot of my guys now, the rest of my list are pretty proggy. So the first pick is Adrian Belew. And I just love this record, Discipline, King Crimson, and when King Crimson came back in the 80s, it's like my favorite period of theirs. And he's just one of those guys that, like, he played with Talking Heads, he played with Bowie for a while, then he played with King Crimson. He's kind of like a jack of all trades kind of guy, and I went and saw Beat when they came around, and I don't know if you guys saw that, but that show blew my mind. Just watching him play, I was like, oh my god, So you saw it, John?
Oh yeah, magnificent.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of like this goofy. He kind of has this goofy persona thing, but then he's just like burning it up, and this whole math rock thing with this record, with this whole like and it's like it's like whatever time signature they're playing, like 9/8 or whatever, and they're doing these riffs kind of going off each other, and it's just like my mind can't even get around it. But it's just whatever it is, it's just freaking phenomenal. And he's a great player. Like, he's just a really, really good player. I don't hear that many people talk about him. He's a really good player. But and he's got that Strat tone and that, yeah. So, and then he makes solo records that sound like Beatles albums. Like, he loves the Beatles, and very melodic, and so it's just he's got a lot of different things going on. So
cool.
There's my number 3, Adrian Belew. Yep. My number 2 is Martin Barr from Jethro Tull.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
This guy doesn't get talked about much, and man, he can shred. He can really, really play on things like Aqualung, Thick as a Brick. I mean, he's on all the classic Jethro Tull records, and on this album, Nothing Is Easy from the Isle of Wight. This is like a power band. This is a 4-piece band playing like heavy rock. I mean, this is, this is, what I mean? And when you listen to this album, you're like, damn. And he's just shredding on this album.
It's like heavy folk music.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, yeah, there's flute, right? But it's a rock band. I mean, it's heavy rock.
Yeah.
So that's my number 2. And then number 1 is, I couldn't help myself. I had to go. Well, I mean, people talk about this guy a lot, but I don't know that he still gets his just desserts. Is that Steve Hackett? With this album, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, just really unique guitar playing, and trying to keep up with a keyboard player like Tony Banks, and Tony's taking up all the sonic space. He's doing all this keyboard work, and it's like trying to fit in between. He's like it's not an easy job, and he does an excellent job of it. And then he has albums like Spectral Mornings, or solo.
Yeah,
this
awesome.
is really great record. Man.
Awesome album, yeah.
Yeah. And he does a lot of like very melodic. We talked about melodic players, and those are the guys to me that don't kind of slip through the cracks a little bit, that they don't shred as much, but they have these really cool melodic when they have awesome tone,
Yeah.
And he strikes me as one of those guys, like the title track to Spectral Mornings, man. So good. And then can I do some quick
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
My honorable mentions that didn't make the list, they almost made it, were Mick Ronson,
Yeah.
He made Ziggy Stardust era. I mean, it was without Ronson, it wouldn't have happened.
He was on the cover on our art. Remember we did the art?
Yeah,
Sidney?
he's on the album.
He was on the cover.
I don't know if Ernesto's picking him. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, was he? Was he? Okay.
Yeah, he's on the thumbnail, so I'm curious if Ernesto's picking him.
Yeah, and I don't want to step on anyone else, but I'll do one more.
Okay.
And that is the last one I had, because these were the guys that were in contention for the top 5, and that's Elliot Easton.
I knew you were gonna. Yes, I know you're a Cars guy. I'm like, he has to mention Elliot.
I'm a big Cars guy, you know that. Yeah, so I had to put him in there in the mix, at least. He's in the mix because he's like John said about Neil Schon. He is you can remember the solo and you can sing the solo.
Right.
Oh, good, awesome pick. Yeah.
He's one of those guys. Cool. So, and he's so underrated. I just always think wow, Elliot Easton's just awesome. He's a monster.
Yeah.
No one talks about him. So
nobody. Yeah. And I think, how many solo albums does he have? 1 or 2?
Wow, I think he's got 2. I think
2. Okay.
I think I can't remember how many solo records. I think he's got 2.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he obviously his work with the Cars is just that's what kind of put him on the map. And it's interesting because it's like, I think he was very inspired by the songs, because he talks about how a great songwriter everybody, Ben Orr and Rick, mostly Rick. I think he was just really inspired by those songs, and he just ups his game and unbelievably so. So yeah.
So do you? I know you gotta go, but do you want to? I always get the guests who have their channels. What you want to plug anything on your show real quick before you head out?
Oh, sure, yeah. Curless Mania, check it out. It's I think my most recent video was a friendly argument about Abbey Road, which the guy wanted to come on and talk about how Abbey Road wasn't that good. I'm like, okay, I guess this is going to be an argument, so I made it a friendly argument. And then check out that one, and then the last one I think I did was before that was I did a ranking with the Boomtown Rats with Martin Popoff. That was fun.
Nice.
And then there was one other one. I don't know. Anyway, check it out, Curless Mania. Just go check it out.
It's at the bottom of the homepage here. All the guests that have appeared who have their own YouTube channels, they're all listed there alphabetically. So you go there, you'll see Curless Mania. So check out Tom's channel. Give him some love too. So
thanks,
great
guys.
Content there.
Yeah, thank you. And sorry I have to leave early.
No, that's okay, man. Thoughts are with you. Hope everything's.
Take care, Tom. Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you. And I'll watch later. I'll check it out later. All right.
All right, Tom.
You guys.
Thank you.
Take care, Tom.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so we're gonna go to Logan's video again here. So see what he's got in store for his next two.
And we will go to San Francisco for my next.
San Francisco.
The Bay City. John the Music Nut. He knows. He probably has an idea. Yesterday and today.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to not pick Dave Manichetti like everybody would think I would pick, probably. I love Dave, man. He's awesome. But I'm going to go with Mr. Joey Alves, who is their rhythm guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Right here in the little scarf. These Rock Candy reissues of the first two albums are great. They sound great and highly recommend. Let me get the inner sleeve out here of these so I can show you some pictures of Joey's the one on the end there.
It's a cool picture.
Rocking with the stash there. And I wanted to mention too, if you go on YouTube, there's a great performance of these guys way early on, like 1974 at Winterland. They're playing.
Yep.
It's all in black and white, but they're doing stuff from these first two records, which is why I wanted to show and highlight these two. But yeah, Joey just always had a great sensibility for great rhythm playing, kind of like Malcolm is with Angus and AC/DC, I mean, like when Dave takes a solo, Joey's always holding it down. So it's just always perfect to me, that kind of combination of players there. And of course, they went from these albums to even not higher highs, but the next three are my favorites, Earthshaker, Black Tiger, and Mean Streak. I mean, it's hard to beat those, man. and there's great guitar playing on all of those. You know, some tracks probably on these two that showed Joey the best. I'd say Road is a good rhythm guitar song, very fast and almost thrashy, really, if you think about it. And Stargazer's a great track. Struck Down. I mean, Dave really kills on Struck Down, but Joey is holding it down on that song too. Not the first one. I'd probably say Animal Woman's a good one. The song Earthshaker, Beautiful Dreamer is awesome. I mean, all these songs, man, they're killer. And, you know, Mean Streak, the title track, Black Tiger, the title track. Earthshaker, I Believe in You, you know. Rescue Me, Dirty Girl. I love the riff on Dirty Girl, man. I don't know what it is with me and Dirty Girl and Dirty Women from Black Sabbath this last couple weeks, but I don't know. But yeah, I love Joey, man. And sadly, this is the first guy I'm talking about. We did lose him in 2017, I believe. Yeah. So he was about 63 years old, and he played on everything Y&T did from the first record to Contagious. So he was there for the majority of their biggest heyday, I guess, if you want to say that. So, yeah, he's my third pick. And then my fourth guy, we are going to go a little precursor of what we're going to do on slogans this coming weekend, Mr. Jakey Lee.
Oh.
But I don't want to talk about these albums because we are going to do a show all about Ozzy's solo career. I'm still very sad about Ozzy dying, so rest in peace. Jake rules on these records. I'm sure we'll get into it more on Saturday, but shameless plug there. But I'm mainly going to center on Badlands, which was like this super group that came about in like the late 80s. I think 89 was their first record. Ray Gillen, who was in Black Sabbath for a little bit, for like a spell, you know. And Eric Singer, who would be the Kiss's drummer, and Alice Cooper's drummer, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Jake kind of made this band, and it's really different from most of what bands were doing around that time, because they kind of went for more of a bluesy, hard rock, you know, Zeppelin 70s feel, compared to the glam rock that was really booming around this time. And yeah, some highlight tracks probably from they made 3 records. All of them are killer. Sadly, we lost Ray, but, you know. And sadly, we probably will never see these albums released because of things Ray did, and I don't want to get into that. But yeah, the first song on the first Badlands album, High Wire, that's one of the best riffs of the 80s. I love that song, man. Streets Cry Freedom's a great, like, bluesier one. Rumbling Train's awesome. Devil Stomp. I mean, just these titles, you can tell they're going to be killer songs. Dreams in the Dark was probably their biggest song. That was the one single they put out from this album. Very Whitesnake, Ray Gillen too. Very Whitesnake vocals. But yeah, that's a great album. And then they made one in '91 called Voodoo Highway, which is another killer. Show Me the Way, Shine On, Whiskey Dust, Silver Horses, Voodoo Highway. They do a cover of James Taylor's Fire and Rain, which I'm not a James Taylor guy at all, but they do that song pretty good. I give them that. And then they did one, they released Dusk, which is actually recorded around 92, but it didn't come out until 98. Some great tracks on that one too. Sun Red Sun, Dog, Lord Knows, Fire Lasts Forever. I mean, if you like hard rock of the 70s and you're kind of not about the whole Aquanet, Hairspray, Girls, all that kind of stuff, I mean, I think this band would really be up your alley. So, and especially, I mean, I know it's a little different, but if you love these 2 Ozzy records, I mean, it's Jakey Lee, man. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Of course, Jake did like Red Dragon Cartel and stuff later on too, which is great stuff too. And I'm glad he played that last Ozzy show back to the beginning. So after getting shot and everything, so it's a wonder we're just lucky to still have him, you know. So that will be my 4th pick. And my 5th.
Okay, so we got cool. So yeah, cool choices. So. Oh my god! I had to keep remembering that it's a video. I'm like sitting there wanting to reply to him, and I'm like,
I was gonna talk to him too. Yeah.
You know, after.
So I'm trying not to interrupt, but I'm like, it's a video.
Yeah, after you put the High Wire on
Yeah,
there.
Webb knew what
Webb
song he
wrote
was
it.
talking about.
While he was talking about it, I was waiting for Logan to go, "Oh, yep, that's right, Webb. I like High Wire too."
It's funny. It's hilarious. So we got mine now. Okay, so this is a guy we've covered, but we did like a whole music hangout, and Grant actually just did a listening party of this band. I'm going with Andy Scott from Sweet, or The Sweet, whatever you want to call them. And they kind of went by both, but yeah. So yeah, Sweet's a great band. Can't praise them enough. And unfortunately, Andy's the only one that's left from the original lineup that's still even alive. We lost Brian, we lost Mick, and we lost Steve recently. So, or it's been a few years, but yeah, Sweet's a great band. Like, if you only know like Ballroom Bliss, which is still a great song, but even that, there's great riffing in those songs. And then you got like songs like Set Me Free. This is not my top Sweet album. Their stuff is kind of a little bit tricky to get, but this is a great album as well. My favorite is still Sweet Fanny Adams, the original like UK version of Sweet Fanny Adams. But this is not nothing to sleep on. You got like Cockroach, which is a super heavy song. I know we're not talking drummers, but mixing. Yeah, we'll get into that. I'll go into drums discussion.
Yeah.
But we got and the leads on that. Just Keep It In is just another one. Starts with this heavy this cool heavy riff, and this is all like in the 70s. Like they were doing some heavy stuff. There's a lot of Queen elements in the vocal harmonies, and even his guitar playing has a little bit of Brian May in him in the leads. He's just a very overlooked guitar player, and he's actually a really great singer too. Like Into the Night is a highlight of him singing and playing. There's he was a beast. Like there's another one, Man with the Golden Arm, which is like a cover of it's an old theme song, right? I think from a movie.
I think it's a movie.
Is it a James Bond movie, or is it? No, I think it was just an old. It was like before. I think James Bond.
Yeah, before that.
Old.
Man with the Golden Gun was James Bond.
Right. Yeah, the Man with the Golden. What is it? The Golden Arm. That's a Frank Sinatra movie.
Okay, so that's what it's based. And I think it was a theme from that. Yeah, he does this crazy. There's like a long 7-minute drum solo, but like the guitar playing, he's singing, and he's got a great voice. There's if you want to check out some cool footage, there's Musicland. It's on YouTube. Or Music Latin. It's a German It was on German TV, and they're playing live, and he's singing on a few songs, and he's got a great voice, and he can play, and it's just very underrated. I would put him up there with guys like Brian May and stuff like that. Like he's got that feel to his guitar playing, and they were out before Queen, I believe. Like they go back to the 60s. He joined a little bit later, but like Sweet was doing albums and kind of doing a little bit of that Queen stuff before Queen. So I think he was very influential in that sense. Just no one talks about Andy Scott whatsoever. Like,
it's almost like they got overshadowed by Queen, right?
Yeah, but on some days I kind of like Sweet better in a way. Like they've got so many great songs. It's just heavy songs like Set Me Free and Sweet F.A. is just killer and ahead of its time. Like that's just Sweet F.A. I think I did like a top 10 album show, or I think of the 70s, 80s, and 90s I did. And I think Sweet Fanny Adams, I think made like number 2 or 3 or something. It was up there. Or it was like 4 or something. Yeah, it was on my list. But yeah, it was great album. Sweet Fanny album is a classic. And Webb definitely. I think they definitely influenced Queen.
Yeah.
He's got total Brian May in him. He's just a phenomenal guitar player and singer too in his own right. So I wanted to give Andy Scott some love, who's luckily he's still with us.
Yeah.
It's sad for him that his 3 former bandmates are all no longer with us. All died fairly young. We lost Brian first, and it's just a sad story there. He's still trying to keep the name alive. I'm not crazy about the newer stuff. That classic era is where it's at for me, but at least he's still keeping the name alive. He's got his Andy Scott Sweet thing that he's been doing a while. So it's just cool that he's out there still touring and he's still doing it. And he's kind of the band leader now. But I want to give Andy some love because great rhythms, great leads, because he's the only guitar player in the band. So he did everything. He's phenomenal and great singer as well. So had to make my list. So and great band as well. Nice. So we did like a Sweet Music hangout too, so I'd like to plug that and some great stuff. So then that brings us to This is a guy not too many people will know. Jeff Waters. I know I didn't just pick all Canadians today. This is my only Canadian on the list.
Nice.
So I went with Jeff Waters. If you're into thrash metal,
Nice.
everyone
Right.
talks Mustaine and I guess Kirk Hammett and all these other guys that are like shredders and all this kind of thing. But yeah, I got quite a few. I got 4 of their albums. They've got like, I don't know, 20 something. I think it's like 21 albums. So you got the first album, which is probably their most famous, is Alice in Hell.
Okay.
You got third album, I believe, Set the World on Fire. You got some later stuff, Refresh the Demon, where Jeff is actually doing vocals on this. So like some albums he's got a singer, other ones just he's the singer. Thing is with Annihilator, the band that he's from. I was watching an interview. He's like, yeah, it's just a cool name. I could have called it Jeff Waters Project. He was doing the interview. Someone walked by the window, and he looked out the window. He said, I think that's one of my 40 former band members coming to kill me. He said, when I did a list for the website, there was like 40 different people. I was like, this is ridiculous. People must think I'm like this crazy dictator that they can't work with me or something. But what it is, it's basically just a solo project, and I call it Annihilator because it sounds cooler than just the Jeff Waters band, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
Good pick.
so like every album, he just basically gets guys that he's friends with or whatever. So like there's a guy who's no longer actually with us, one of the singers. He sang on the first Annihilator album, and then he brought him back in like in the 2000s because I guess they hooked up again, and he said, "Hey, want to be in my album again?" So he's always reused a lot of like old friends and stuff. But he's a phenomenal guitar player, and it's not just typical thrash where it gets very like repetitive. There's actually a lot of melody, and I think a lot of the Annihilator fans are a little bit more open-minded when it comes to like heavier music, because you'll get a lot of thrash fans sometimes that are like, oh, if it's not full speed heavy, I'm not listening to it, kind of thing, right? They've got songs that are like ballads, and it's not even thrash. It's like these melodic ballads. They've even done albums where there's actually no thrash on it, and it's just kind of like just traditional heavy metal. Like,
where are they from? I forgot.
From Ottawa, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
He's great, phenomenal guitar player and songwriter. Like there's songs like the highlights for me for songs, probably for Alice in Hell, I'd go the title track, Alice in Hell. Except the album is called Alice in Hell, but the song is Allison, like the name.
Mm-hmm.
So the song's actually Alice in Hell. And then you got from the other albums, you got The Fun Palace. Thing is, he also throws a lot of humor in there. There's a song called Kraft Dinner, which is Chez will know what that is. It's like, yeah, it's a macaroni cheese. We have Kraft Dinner. It's like the most famous brand of macaroni and cheese in Canada. Yeah, it's ridiculous with lines like macaroni maniac, cheddar cheese heart attack. It's totally ridiculous. And then you'll have the song that follows it up that's about like a breakup with a girlfriend or something. And it's just all over the map. Now,
are they considered like the most popular thrash band in Canada?
They're the highest selling heavy metal band in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Like when you take out bands like Rush, if you want to include them as heavy metal, or Try, stuff like that doesn't like actual like full on just heavy metal. Annihilator is, I think they were like the highest selling with like, which is just crazy. It just shows you there's not a lot of like thrash or heavy metal bands coming from Canada that do well.
Right.
Because I think they have their album sales. I think they're like 1 million.
Right.
So.
But they're. No, go ahead, Jess.
Yeah.
No, just great pick. Yeah. And
like
killer riffs too.
People call him the Riff Master Jeff, and he's such a nice guy. Like, you see interviews, you can tell there's no ego with this guy. He's actually started getting into like I think his own label and signing like other bands. And he was talking about it. He's like, I see these bands and they're getting screwed over by these crappy deals that they have. So I try to like get them to just like get out of their deals, and I get them on my label, and I really actually promote them and try to help these guys out, because he's like, I know what that's like as a musician, and it's unfortunate. So he's actually a really decent guy too, and there's been some tragedy in his life and stuff with certain things. I won't get into too much, but yeah, great guitar player, songwriter. Again, I know a lot of people are into thrash, but like there's certain songs that are more melodic. Like there's a song called Sounds Good to Me. It just kind of seems like this very kind of like, it's not really it's a ballad, but it's like up tempo.
Right.
but it's just a very enjoyable listen. And then out of nowhere, the solo will come in, and he's just doing these crazy solos, and it's like, wow, where did that come from in a ballad? Like he does thrash ballads. It's the strangest thing, but like it works. Like he's a phenomenal songwriter.
But it's funny. This is the first time you've ever mentioned this band, so it's pretty unique.
I've mentioned them before. When I did my top, I did my top 100 albums.
Oh, okay.
Not top 100, top 10 albums of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and then just in general.
Oh, okay.
I had, I think, 2 Annihilator albums on the 90s list and 1 on the 80s list, I believe. So,
cool.
Yeah, so great band. And yeah, there's times where he keeps like a lineup together for quite a while if it's gelling really well. But yeah, he usually just will get like random friends and hire them. He'll basically just hire people to be on the helm. It's his project, right? Like it's his solo kind of thing that he's just done. But it's all great stuff. Like I said, yeah, if you're not into the really heavy stuff, check out songs like Sounds Good to Me, and there's tons of great material in this catalog. Like just even this one, there's like AC/DC sounding stuff on there. Like live footage of him doing riff raff, and he's got like this deep growly. Anyone want to hear some AC/DC? And he's sitting there doing the riff. He's doing the riff and he's singing it, and he's singing and he's singing along and doing riff raff, and it's just great killer riff. So yeah, I want to give him some love. He's my lone Canadian on the list. So I was gonna have Rick Emmett, but he's my favorite. So for me, he's number 1. So it's like I can't. That's cheating.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you didn't pick Rick Emmett.
Second best, right? So it's he's my favorite. So I can't pick guys that are my favorite.
You poor guy.
So I've talked enough Triumph, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my Canadian pick is Jeff Waters, and I guess that's it, right? Now we go to now we're doing our first pick, right? These are not really in any order. This is just I put a list together. They're not listed like from this guy to this guy. I just kind of put the names down and just So we go back to you, Ernesto.
All right. Well, speaking of a Canadian, one Canadian that stood out for me from a little old band called Triumph.
Come on, you picked Rick Emmett.
And I picked Rick Emmett.
You could have pulled a fast one on me and picked Phil X.
No. I had Rick Emmett up there. It just had to move him around and stuff a little bit, But, I came to think about it.
You got him as number 1, though, because you ranked this, right?
Well, yeah. The reason I picked it for number 1 is because when I was a kid...
Sucking up to the host. I'm kidding.
When I was a kid, maybe like about my son's age right now, probably 10 or something, my brother used to play this record.
Oh, nice.
He used to play this in his car all the time as a kid and at home too. So here's a 10-year-old kid listening to this and like, wow, this is so cool,
Nice.
It's amazing. I just love this album and stuff. Of course, the whole catalog is great. I love the whole catalog. But this album stood out because of Magic Power, Fight the Good Fight. Those are the songs that stick to your, to your heart and to your mind and stuff growing up. And it's just his guitar work is amazing. His singing is amazing. When I saw him at the US Festival performing, I was like, wow, he is just virtuoso. I mean,
because Van Halen was there and he wanted to be like, I can do that too. And he's just doing it with one hand and he's kind of laughing and showing off.
Yeah, he can do it. He can do it.
Yeah,
amazing classical. Like I've never seen him do classical guitar. That was like a first for me, because he doesn't. He got to understand. He was probably doing almost like a neoclassical right before, a little bit before Randy Rhoads and all that. Because Randy Rhoads was neoclassical and all these other guys. So he was doing it a little almost around the same time, like balanced. So that whole sound and everything is just. It just stood out for me as a kid, and when you get older, it's like you listen to the other albums, just all those Never Surrenders, all those albums, man, just mind blowing. It's just I don't know. I could only say so much about how great he is because you guys already know how good he is, But like I said, this album as a kid, listening to that stuff, his guitar work and everything. Great, man. And I'm surprised that he's still going on, to this day.
And he can still sing too. Like he's a great singer too, singer and guitar player. I think you picked all singers too, didn't you?
I think I did.
All
Well,
your guys also sing, I think.
except Brad. Well, Brad kind of sings, right? Kind of.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of. But Ronnie doesn't really sing. He kind of like
No.
a little bit. But yeah, I mean, what do you call it? Rick Emmett, dude. To me, he's my favorite, I think. And what can I say? Like I said, that you guys already know. I don't have to say much. He's just one of my favorites. And I love his playing, I love his style. All those albums stand out. Great albums. So that'll be my number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not a big acoustic guy, but I saw an acoustic show of his.
Right.
I was blown away. The stuff that he was doing was just crazy.
Yeah.
Like he was doing all these classical pieces and just crazy. Just great.
And I'm not a Canadian. I love his music. I'm not a Canadian, but we got to understand. In California, they played a lot of Triumph. Well,
they got big in the States in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's funny their popularity declined here. Their albums, their earlier stuff sold well here.
Yeah.
Which was strange because it didn't sell in the States, but then they became more popular there. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially this album. This album played a lot of this album. A lot. Besides Never Surrender. Of course, that one was like epic, But yeah, that's my number one.
Cool.
I'm
so glad that's awesome that you picked up. That's awesome.
I mean, I tell you, I just moved it around and changed it around, and I thought about that, and I go, I got to put him as my number one,
Cool. All right, so over to Chesney. Sorry.
There we go.
Okay, so for my last pick, top pick, I am gonna go with Adrian Vandenberg.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So he had that great run of albums in the 80s. Those 3 albums. That was a debut there. I showed. Great melodic solos, but he's still going today. Like this is his latest album, and such great riffs. Like he's revived the band, and they've made a couple of albums, and just amazing riffs on this album. But he can still bring it. I just love the soloing. I love the riffs. I love the melodies he comes up with. He's a fantastic songwriter. And a lot of people forget that he was in Whitesnake. Now, he wrote a lot of this album with Coverdale, but he had an injury to his hand, so Vi had to play all the parts. But he did tour this album.
Right.
And he was on – this is like the anniversary edition. He played on the Restless Heart album, supposed to be a Coverdale solo album first. Vandenberg was the guitar player, but in this anniversary one, they remixed it, and Vandenberg's all over it. It's fantastic. He did do it's on this album here, this package here. He did do the Stalkers in Tokyo. So Vandenberg went to Tokyo, did an acoustic show. Fantastic. He had his own band too, a little bit. They were called Moon Kings. So I got one of their CDs here,
Cool.
But I really like his songwriting. I like his soloing. I like the riffs that he comes up with, and I like that he's active again, and he's got the band back together. Well, not doesn't have the original members. Obviously, it was his band.
It's him, yeah.
He's put together the brand again, and he's out there playing, and it's fantastic. I've always liked him, and always liked when he's kind of come back. Accomplished artist too. That's his artwork on a lot of the albums there. So I'm going with Adrian Vandenberg, and again, I just think he's one of the ones that I think a lot of people know of him, right? But I don't know if he gets. It's all like subjective, right? Like what I think is not a top tier or mentioned a lot amongst other countries. Oh yeah, he's number one here, that type of thing. But anyway, I'm going with Adrian Vandenberg.
Nice.
First pick, yeah.
Cool. So what's John got?
Okay, going with Ty Tabor.
Nice.
Thank you. Also, as solo albums, also a band called Platypus as well. The King's X guys are very busy guys. They always have a lot going on outside the band. It's why it takes them so long to release an album, because they're doing other stuff all the time. But yeah, Ty Tabor is a wonderful guitar player, and he can pretty much do it all. If you want to hear something funky, check out Everybody Knows a Little Bit of Something. If you want to hear fast finger tapping and all that, check out a song like Talk to You. You want to hear some shredding, check out a song like Moan Jam or Visions. If you want to hear really excellent acoustic playing, check out a song called The Difference. You want to hear very long, passionate, emotional soloing, check out the last track on Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, The Falling Down, or you could check out a song on Ogre Tones called Sooner or Later. King's X are really known for their wonderful harmonies, but they are all spectacular musicians. And Ty is a monster guitar player. He just doesn't get mentioned enough because King's X, I mean, they have the cult following they have for a reason, and it's usually the harmonies that get spoken about the most, and their songs, of course. But Ty Tabor, monster guitar player, wonderful.
Nice.
John, that riff on Groove Machine, one of my favorite riffs. I just love that. What a great pick. What an awesome guitar player. Yeah.
Thank you. Yep, and they've been opening with that song for like 25 years when they play live. They always open with Groove Machine.
Cool. That's one band I always hear. There's so many bands. I just for whatever reason never got around to listening to them. I'm sure I'd probably hear it and I'd be like, this is amazing. I gotta check them out. Like I gotta correct that and actually go listen to this stuff. How far do they go back? Mid-80s?
88 was their first album.
88, okay, so they do go pretty far back. Okay.
Out of Silent
Doug
Planet
Pinnick, right, on vocals and bass, I think?
Doug Pinnick, yes.
Okay.
Doug Pinnick. It's Doug Pinnick, Ty Tabor, and Jerry Gaskell.
It's a three-piece, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some knowledge on
them.
Same
lineup.
I've got this knowledge on who's in the band. I've never listened to the music. It's the weirdest thing. I think I've heard a song Grant played it on the Warehouse first listening party, and I was like, oh wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started out they were more like a Christian bands.
Okay.
But eventually they found their own sound. I mean, now it's more about self-belief in their lyrics. But early on, you would see their records in Christian music stores and all that.
Okay.
But yeah, they're magnificent. The only thing is they just don't record as much. Now they just go out and they'll do a few live shows here and there. And meanwhile, they're doing all this other stuff. I think a lot of the other stuff that they do actually pays the bills for them because they're involved with so many other projects.
Yeah.
That for King's X, they have to. It costs them a lot more money to do that and to put out an album than it does to do all the side projects. Because especially Doug Pinnick, he has a solo career. He's in KXM. He's done a lot of different one-offs like Soul Super Shine and stuff like that. So yeah, he's busy guys.
Yeah, here's the when King's X came out, they did not sound like anyone else, which is a good thing. You don't
Right.
sound like anyone, you're unique.
True.
Especially in 88 to not sound like anybody else. It's a kind of a hard time to like try to start your own sound. To start a sound in 88 is
It's why they didn't really break open because you couldn't categorize them.
Yeah, it's like it's not really gonna hit the radio, right? Like it's
And they had
that much.
catchy, but they just didn't get the push.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say that they didn't really get any airplay in California as much.
Not here either.
Where were they from again?
They were from Texas.
Okay.
I think either Texas or Kansas.
Wasn't Doug born in England? Wasn't that one of the bands where one of the members was like born outside of the States but immigrated very young, like as a kid?
I don't
or something
think
like that.
so.
Yeah. There was that and there's
I don't think so.
one band maybe their music is similar and there's a member that was
Okay.
And I always mix them up with Racer X sometimes. It's just totally
Okay.
It's another great band as well. But yeah.
They played one of the Woodstocks, right, John? Like was it 94? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't play the televised nights. Like they played Friday night.
Yeah.
And they were playing on the radio, and oh my god, insane!
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I just didn't know which one. It was awesome. Yeah,
it was '94. It was for the Dogman album.
Yeah,
they were insane. Yeah, great live band too. Even today, they're still great live.
See, Sidney, you gotta listen to some King's X now.
I gotta check that out. I would probably like I said I think Grant played like 2 songs from I think one of their recent recordings, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome for like something that's just coming out now in the modern day, and it's just awesome. Like, it was great stuff. Can't remember what the songs were, but I remember hearing it. And yeah, there's so much music, right? But I gotta go check that stuff out. So.
Absolutely.
So now we got. Let's see what Logan's got.
Guy, which before I started recording this, I told Sidney I didn't know how to say his last name, so it's Mr. Mark Reale from Riot.
Chez.
Oh, wow.
I knew he was going number one for this, so when Chez picked it, I'm
probably
like,
their most popular album with Mr. Johnny the Seal, Tior, best mascot ever, Eddie Who. But yeah,
Chez,
New York band, great.
Mark Reale.
Awesome.
I mean, if you like any kind of hard rock or heavy metal and you don't know these guys, I mean, you gotta try them out. At least the first three with Guy Speranza had a brain injury there. Couldn't remember his name. Guy Speranza on vocals. I mean, Rock City, Narita, and Fire Down Under. Those three. And if those three hook you in, then you can start like diving into the rest of their catalog because they got a bunch of albums. I think it's almost over 20, close to 20. And they're all very, especially after Thunder. Well, when Thunder Steel came out, and it's probably due to changing lineups, but they're all very different.
Yeah.
Musically, you know, there's concept albums and power metal albums, and like even I think Privilege of Power is the one they got a horn section for some of it. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool, man. They're a very varied band, and they have a lot to offer, I think. And again, sadly with Reale, we lost him in 2012, I believe.
It's been that
I don't have it open, so I'm not entirely sure. Yes, January 25th of 2012, Mark passed away, sadly. What the band do keep making records. They made 3 since Mark has passed away, is Riot 5, which I don't know if that's supposed to be the lineup, how many lineups they have, probably, I'm guessing. But yeah, I mean, getting into the songs on this, if you've never heard a Riot song, just put Outlaw on. And if Outlaw doesn't make you a fan, I don't know what will. Because it's awesome, man.
Yeah, I forgot you're recording there.
Sidney has spoke the praises of the first 2 albums. I mean, 49er, Narita, Hot for Love. I mean, these just great hard rock, man. And Rock City's got a bunch of great songs. Warrior is arguably one of the first power metal songs probably ever. Overdrive, Tokyo Rose, all these songs. Gypsy Queen. And they got great choruses, They're memorable tunes. And I won't get into all the other ones because I'll be here all day. I'm already kind of running long. But yeah, I'm glad that I found this. I found this for cheap, really, $20 on an LP. I haven't seen any of the other ones. I probably never will. I'll probably have to buy them online. But Mark Reale is my final real pick. And I got 2 more guys I want to talk about. Well, 3 more guys. Sorry. I guess I'm going overboard here. So we already talked about Nazareth earlier. So, but I want to talk about the main guitarist in Nazareth. And I feel like he is pretty underlooked. Mr. Manny Charlton, because this guy could deliver riffs, man, especially on this record right here. Razamanaz is awesome. I mean, everything about it. If I can find a good picture of Manny, I'll show you guys. And he ended up producing for their records later on too. I don't think that he does. I think Roger Glover from Deep Purple does this one.
Yes. Does seem like he's
but
here. It's like no one wants to talk.
Yeah, I ain't got really no pictures of him by himself. You can kind of see him there with Dan. Sadly, we've lost 3 of the guys in the main lineup
not too long ago.
of the early 70s. Daryl Sweet, Manny Charlton, and Dan McCafferty have all left us. But yeah, any of them 70s Nazareth albums, man, are just killer, This one, Woke Up This Morning, that slide work, Bad Boy, that slide work. I mean, come on, it's just killer. Sold My Soul, a favorite of mine. Do Me, like Sabbath riffs, and of course their big album, Hair of the Dog. Miss Misery, the title song, Beggar's Day. Whiskey Drinking Woman, that blues element coming back again. Changing Times, it's kind of got that like Black Dog stop start thing. I love it, man. Yeah, couple other records I own of theirs. Close Enough for Rock and Roll. This one's a little more straightforward, kind of. Got Telegram on it. I love that track. And probably my favorite Nazareth album is Loud and Proud. Go Down Fighting. Not Faking It. You know, all these songs, man. They're just great rock and roll.
Teenage
you know?
Nervous
Straight
Breakdown.
to the point.
Come on. Little
No bullshit. So I love it. Had a big hit with the Joni Mitchell song This Flight Tonight on there. Yeah, just go check them out. My second to last guy.
That's the end.
Kind of piggybacking off the Jake E. Lee thing with Ozzy. I'm going to go with Mr. Rowan Robertson, who was in Ronnie James Dio's band for just this album, Lock Up the Wolves, which is an excellent mid-career, I'd say, because this came out in 90. Yeah, mid-career album. And Rowan was 17 years old when he joined this band. I mean, and you listen to this record, man, it's crazy.
17.
Because he is just as good as the other, I mean, Vivian Campbell and Craig Goldie, both of them guys. Rowan's right there with them. And the sad thing is, I know Rowan still makes videos on YouTube. He's got a channel. But I don't really think he did a couple other projects and stuff, but it just never really went too far commercially, sadly. But I mean, some great Wild One, Born on the Sun, Hey Angel, Between Two Hearts, the title track, Lock Up the Wolves, Evil on Queen Street. I mean, all this is killer, man. One of my favorite Dio albums. So yeah, that's Rowan.
By the way.
Just want to give him some credit. Then we got a guy kind of might be out
Just
of
gonna let it finish at this point.
some of you guys' some of your guys' wheelhouse. I don't know. My mom actually said, "Why don't you pick this guy?" And I was like, "Holy shit! How did I forget this guy?" Mr. Mike Campbell from Tom Petty's band.
There you go.
Nice.
Right here.
Yeah.
Just great, man. I busted out some of my old Petty records to show off. That's the first album, you know. Rocking Around With You, Breakdown, American Girl, Stranger in the Night. I love how that one starts with that slide. Hometown Blues, you know, all that stuff. Here's Long After Dark, probably my favorite Petty record. We Stand a Chance, side 2 opener. Love that riff. The thing about Mike too, he wasn't a flashy player, you know. He played for the song, and I love guys like it's like Joey Alves. He just played for the song. I mean, you had Dave who was over shredding all the time, and Mike could do some great blues, you know, great blues when he wanted to on these Petty albums. Hard Promises, Night Watchman, great song. Criminal Kind, The Waiting. I mean, the hits. A Woman in Love, It's Not Me. It's got a great little acoustic solo in it. Yeah, awesome.
Is that
You're gonna get it.
Yes.
Love that title track, man. When Mike slides up on that.
Called Evil
for
on
the
Queen Street
solo.
in Toronto.
Whoa.
Great,
Dio
man.
were playing, and it was just he's inspired
And of course,
to write a
their
song
big,
called Evil on
probably
Queen
masterpiece hit, Damn the Torpedoes. Which here's Mike again playing a telly, looks like. Great stuff, man. I mean, when your first 3 songs are Refugee, Even the Losers, and Here Comes My Girl.
Look at that, a
I mean,
0 to the 5.
How can you go wrong with it? It's just awesome, man.
That's right.
But yeah, those were my picks for favorite second guitarist or underrated guitarist. Or I probably cheated the system a little bit, so I'm sorry in advance, Ernesto. I hope you guys have a great show. I wish I could be there with you guys. I will probably be passed out by the time this part of the show airs. So, and I hope it's not too long. I went 20 minutes, but I wanted to get some of these guys some love like you guys are doing and try and be a part of it best I could. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and keep rocking.
Awesome. Nice picks.
Thank you, Logan.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go with my last one. Is we've discussed this band. We did a best songs for them, and the band is Budgie, and the guitar player is the original guitar player who was there for pretty much the heyday, I guess you could call it, the '70s. Tony Borge, and everyone loves Tony Iommi, but this guy was right there too around the same time, doing these like really heavy, doomy riffs. Just a riff master. So I call him like the Tony Iommi of Wales. Like it's just he's right up there with Tony. I think he's just a phenomenal guitar player. And again, Budgie had kind of like these weird, quirky songs. It's like if you took Sabbath and made the songs really kind of jokey in a way and silly, like there's "Hot as a Docker's Armpit."
Right.
It sounds like it would be a ridiculous song, and it'd be like, what am I listening to? But like the song it's amazing. You got great lead work.
Oh.
There's just a phenomenal guitar player. I think there's a huge Sabbath influence there. Maybe that hurt them a bit because they came out about a year after Sabbath, and people are maybe just thought, well, these guys are just trying to copy them. But it's unfortunate what happened with Budgie. They just didn't make it, and I think they were saying that they made more money with Metallica covering their songs than they ever did when they were touring throughout the 70s when they covered Bread Fan and Crash Course and Brain Surgery, which are great songs. And,
Right.
yeah, Tony's got some great riffs, so yeah, I wanted to give some love to Tony Borges, my number one.
Well,
so don't want to say too much because we're getting long here, and we also did like we did a set episode on Budgie, so yeah, if you want to, we praised Tony a ton on that, so if you want to find out more, go back and watch our Budgie show. Then Webb Vandiver, one of our regular guests, was on that with us, so that was a fun show too. So yeah, again, love talking Budgie. So yeah, so Tony Borges, he gets my love there. So anyone want to say some quick honorables? You don't have to like get into information, just say some honorables.
I got two.
You got two?
So almost put him on the list, but so I'm gonna go with Robbie Blunt. He played on Robert Plant's first solo albums. I just love the Plant solo career discography, but those first three albums, that sound that Robbie Blunt comes up with, he's been a session. He did some work with Jeff Healey. He's kind of like a session player, but but those first three Plant albums, Robbie Blunt,
right.
Love how he sounds on there. And last one, I'm gonna go with Lindsey Buckingham.
Okay.
Really love his guitar playing. I heard it described as an electro acoustic type thing. If you watch any live videos, you can see his guitar he has, but he's got a really unique style, and I really enjoy his playing. That was a solo album I showed up there, and so I'm going with those two for my honorables: Robbie Blunt and Lindsey Buckingham.
Nice.
Cool.
Anyone else got any thing?
John?
Oh yeah, Vernon Reid from Living Color.
Nice.
An amazing player. This guy can play anything. Living Color, one of the most eclectic bands out there, and it's not just Cult of Personality. Everything they've done is very good. But yeah, fantastic guitar player. I was thinking about blues as well, and you always hear like a lot of the same names with blues, but I love Tinsley Ellis's playing.
Okay.
And I've seen him a few times. He is, for my money, the finest blues guitar player out there. And he's another guy who's just so versatile. He could do any kind of blues playing. And there's a lot of different types of blues depending on the area you come from.
Yeah.
And he is wonderful. Wonderful singer as well. He's got a lot of great albums.
Cool.
And I also wanted to mention James Hetfield from Metallica.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone talks Kirk and
everyone talks Kirk, but is there a better rhythm guitar player in heavy metal than James Hetfield?
That's true.
James Hetfield is an amazing rhythm guitar.
Fast rhythms, not just
Yes, I mean, that very fast. Some of that stuff is that earlier stuff in particular is really, really intricate. Those riffs are always memorable, even from 72 Seasons. A lot of great memorable riffs on there as well. And he's lost nothing. Nothing, not one iota in his playing or in his singing voice. I just saw him 2 months ago, and magnificent. So, and I could go on, but I was waiting for someone to say Dave Meniketti, or I would have talked about it.
No, John, I think Dave Mustaine just called.
Yeah.
Dave Mustaine.
It's like, I wrote those songs on those early albums. He did. Thing is,
what do you mean I'm stupid?
Hetfield still had to go and record them and play them on those first two Metallica albums. So he still played those riffs, did he not? Like he still played those Four Horsemen riffs and stuff like that, didn't he?
I will say this though, I like Mechanics more than Four
Right.
Horsemen.
Really?
Oh, Mechanics destroys.
Yeah,
I
see,
love what Megadeth did with it. Yeah. And oh gosh, how many wonderful guitar players ran through Megadeth? Holy crap.
Yeah,
Right.
true. Yeah.
True.
So Ernesto, you got anything?
Well, I was gonna. You know what? Let me just mention one guy that I just recently saw and it just blew me away, and I know you guys saw it too. Was Newton Betancourt at the tribute at the Aussie thing?
Oh yes.
His playing was awesome, man. He totally opened my eyes. Like really, watching him play, doing all those songs just blew me away. I mean, he's amazing. I didn't realize how good he was. You know what I mean? Honestly, because I never followed his career. But when I saw him play and I seen everybody else play, I was like, wow, he just does everything in the kitchen sink, you know? He's on top of everything. Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, Nuno just blew me away. I mean, his career is already, you know, everybody knows who he is. But when for me, seeing him play on stage right there, doing all those riffs and everything, I'm like, wow, mind blowing, man, mind blowing.
yeah,
So that's
everyone thinks more than words can say. Oh, that lame song.
right.
The guy is more than just more than words. Like,
Oh yeah, totally. Great guitarist, man.
Great guitar player. Phenomenal.
Totally blew me away. I mean, he really did. I was just impressed, big time. Like, wow.
He did the whole show, did he not?
Pretty much.
Every song, like this whole they're up there like 8 hours. It's like, how is this guy doing this?
Pretty much, man. Incredible playing, man. I mean, even Jakey Lee was struggling, and it's like Nuno was there just picking up the pieces, you know? That's what was happening. It's like, sheesh.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've got some off the bat of my head that I'm just thinking of. Maybe Miles Goodwin, April Wine, who we unfortunately lost. Great singer, and like there's some footage of him just wailing away. Like you look up some of that live footage. She's just phenomenal. I won't get too into it, but yeah, April Wine. This is where the Canadian ones are going to come in. I'm just trying to think of Canadian ones now. Kim Mitchell.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's patio lanterns and that kind of thing, but you go back and listen to that weird, quirky Max Webster stuff and songs like "Oh War," where he's just doing these crazy leads. He did "Battle Scar," which featured members from Rush.
Yeah, the guitarist from Headpins.
Yeah, you could go.
Nice.
Brian Too Loud McLeod from Headpins, because he also played drums for Chilliwack at one point. He started drumming for Chilliwack in like the early '80s, and then left and formed Headpins and played guitar instead. He's unfortunately passed as well. Yeah, someone's mentioned Buck Dharma from BOC. He's great.
Yeah.
Who else is? Yeah, there's just. I could probably go on and on. It just
go on and on.
Rattle off some names like both guys from Tesla. You could argue.
Both guitarists from King Diamond and Merciful Fate.
Yeah, those guys.
Oh, Michael Jenner. Oh yeah, Andrew Rock.
Just so many.
Man.
So many great. Yeah, Paul Chapman, of course.
Paul Chapman.
Yeah.
And another guy who doesn't get his. He does get recognized, but not as much as he should. Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden.
Absolutely. Yeah. Skip Godson.
I think guitar players and Maiden in general, really, because like everyone talks about Maiden and everyone talks about, oddly enough, Steve Harris and whoever's singing for them, right? Paul or Bruce. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No one really talks about. I mean, they do, but not to the extent of putting them up at that level, which is funny because they're great guitar players.
Right.
People generally just talk Maiden, the band itself. They don't really talk about the guitar player specifically in a weird way. Like, I'm sure if you walked around the street asking people who's Dave Murray, they would be like, it's such a common name, right? Like people would just like, I don't know, Dave Murray, who's Dave Murray? But like, it's like the guys in some of the biggest heavy metal bands, but it's a weird thing, right? They were so big, but their guitar players never kind of got that name recognition, I don't think.
Yeah, Aldo Nova.
Another good one.
Yeah. He's a talent.
And I'd like to throw Phil X out there because I know everyone just knows him because he's the guy that's in Bon Jovi now. But like, we can say what you want about Bon Jovi. He's not just gonna hire some guy off the street. Like, Richie Sambora was a great guitar player in the '80s when he was on fire.
Right.
Like he feels like one of the most well-respected.
Did you guys see the he jammed with Triumph there?
He did that Triumph
a couple weeks ago.
thing.
That was awesome. Yeah.
He had to see him and Rick on stage getting along and doing that because he replaced him. So
Isn't that was so surreal that
That was cool.
the two, and they were so humble. Like it was awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. He was
And just if you look at the poster behind me, there's another underrated guitar
what
player.
is that?
It's Robin Trower.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's and I just saw him recently, and still fantastic player.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a poster that he signed for me.
Oh wow, cool.
It shows like all the hold on, show.
That's awesome. You got a sign.
Yeah, it's like all the albums that he had done up until that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Look at
Yeah,
that.
that's cool.
Yeah, so but again, I thought somebody would mention Robin Trower, so
I didn't want to because he was already up there, like he's up there. And it's so hard to put him up there.
Well, those who know him know how awesome he is.
Yeah.
But he was big in the 70s, but
There's no real radio play other than Day of the Eagle, right? Like,
no.
Two Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And Bridge of Sighs. That was the big album.
Yeah. Because I would put him at the same level as Frank Marino because they're up there in the same era and style of music. So it's like they're already legends, man. Those guys are up there, man. It's
Rod Price from Bogart. He was a wicked slide player.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
You could do like your top 5 slide players. Like there's so many like great at like slide guitar and stuff. So
true.
Yeah, like I'm thinking of so many right off the top of the bat, but we'll be here 6 hours. So
pretty much.
And the thing is, we've talked over 2 hours, and we didn't mention any of the great players that were in the Allman Brothers band.
Right.
Someone mentioned, I saw it earlier in the chat. They mentioned Dickie Betts. And
Dickie Betts, like to me, he's a little too obvious.
Right.
Warren Haynes is an amazing guitar player. Derek Trucks, who later formed the Jesse Trucks band. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier the Run of Stones albums, my favorite to listen to in the summertime in the car. The same with those Allman Brothers albums, those early ones there. I love listening to those in the summertime driving around. Yeah.
It might be easier who was a bad guitarist.
Yeah.
Really, because I don't want to sit there saying people suck on a show for 2 hours. I don't know.
And here's something interesting here. We had a few Canadians on the show, but I guess this is somebody that gets mentioned a lot. We never talked about Alex Lifeson.
Well, I mean, people just say he's one of the best.
Because people put him on a pedestal already. I mean,
I don't really hear him get put on a pedestal much.
No?
Not in my part, because you always hear about the other two guys.
Right.
But he's
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. Rush kind of just gets mentioned as a whole, right? They don't really mention
that too, but the first guy you always hear is Neil.
Yeah,
that's true because he was the lyricist too, right? So
because if you look at the old 80s magazines, he would be in the list up there. I'd always see him in the magazines and stuff.
I mean, I got another one. I mean, I know a lot of people crap on this band, especially now, especially with the drama that's going on. Is Mick Mars? Like everyone says, "Oh, Motley Crue, they kind of suck."
He played for the song.
He's a great player. Like, and he can shred. Like, he can actually really play.
Yeah,
I think he was easily the most talented musician in that band.
Right.
It's unfortunate what's happened. Like, you guys known each other for this long, and this happens. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's just totally ridiculous, that whole situation. Just a shame because
it is.
Great
it
player.
Is.
Unfortunately, they're a band that gets made fun of, but he's actually a really good guitar player.
The solo on Home Sweet Home is perfect for that song.
Yeah.
You could sing that solo.
Exactly. Just sing a guitar solo.
Hear it right now. Note for note. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't care. I like Smoking in the Boys' Room. I'm not afraid to admit that live on here.
That's okay.
The original's better once you go and hear the original. But again, it made me go back and hear the original. So.
Yeah. And then I forgot to mention the guys from Saxon. A lot of good players. Guys from
Graham Oliver.
You could just pick guys Yeah, you could
Forever.
just pick guys from the new wave of British heavy metal bands. You could just go through those guys and do Diamond Head and all these other bands.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Brian Tatler's in Saxon. He was in Diamond Head for like
there you
40
go.
years before he joined Saxon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Crazy.
endless. You could do this with like just different genres of music. And it's,
Oh,
Yeah.
It's all good. Yep.
there's so many guys out there.
Mhm.
I like that Logan one with a guy that's just mostly rhythm with Joey Alves. That was a cool one, right? 'Cause
Joey Alves. Mhm.
when you
Yeah.
think of this, you think of just guys that do solos and leads. But remember, rhythms aren't easy too. It's
And
actually, I think it's in a way harder to do rhythm because you're playing full chords. You're not just doing single notes. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of guys that can play rhythm too that are really,
Well,
really
it
good.
surprised me that he liked Tom Petty. That really took me in shock.
Everyone name a bad one. Me. Myself.
I can't play.
There, me and John. There we go. There's our bad ones because we don't want to slag anyone.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, don't say Ace. Come on. Someone's throwing out.
Well,
Ace
when you
for
hear Ace, you know it's Ace.
Biff,
Yeah.
Biff's the singer, brother.
just name
Yeah,
singers.
Biff's the
Just
singer.
start naming singers. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah. Oh,
Although-
yeah.
Biff played bass on a lot of those albums, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
On the Saxon albums, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's funny you think of singers, right? Singers, they just sing. But you gotta. I've seen even Vince Neil pick up an acoustic guitar and start playing. So. Like,
Yeah, that's scary.
No, he's actually good. He's actually good. He can play guitar. I mean, he's not.
Yeah.
Gonna be
Oh, the guy-
guitars, but
The guys from Killer Dwarfs are good.
yeah.
Oh,
like,
God,
see,
they're
we
a
could
great
just
band.
sit here
Yeah.
going on all day about these guys.
Yeah, we'll be here forever.
Oh, so yeah, thanks everybody for
Thank you. That
tuning
was
in
great.
and staying with us for this long. So yeah, thank you for
Thank you.
this, and I'm glad Ernesto finally were able to arrange this. I hope.
Yeah, I
Tom's-
want to thank.
and
I want to
I'm
thank
gonna-
you.
I want to
Thanks,
text
Sidney.
Tom and make sure everything's going good there because he was saying there was a family emergency there. Hope everything's good with Tom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our thoughts are with Tom and his dad and whatever's going on.
Yeah,
there.
for
So,
sure.
Thank Sidney. Thank Chez. Thank John for being here, being
Thank
good
you,
sports.
John, you want to
Yeah.
plug anything quickly? What you're doing on your channel, or what you've just any recent videos that went up, or anything you're doing?
No, I'm
upcoming,
good.
or-
I'm good. I have a channel, John the Music Nut. Check it out.
There you go. Go on the link in the description, or at the very bottom at the home page, all the guest channels, and John the Music's Nuts there as well as Tom. So yeah,
Oh yeah, thanks Tom. Sorry.
thanks everybody.
Almost forgot.
Thanks everybody joining us. It'd be cool to do this again with singers or something. That'd be a cool
Yes.
talk. Do it
Yeah.
with singers. I'm not gonna say my picks now. I'm not gonna, don't get me. When you said Riot, I'm thinking we got to do this with singers and have Guy Speranza on the list.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's another topic that we could potentially do this with singers. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. Tom, Ernesto, Chez, John, and Logan in spirit. So
Thanks, guys. That was awesome. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
thanks
Thank
everybody for watching, and have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Take care.